good manner. So the practical implementation of the thing which we could apply in the field is taken care during these subjects, like what we have read in the earth pressure theory, that how the pressure of the soil is acting on the wall and how it reflects. So those things we have understood. Okay, some instruction before starting this today's session in a true sense, and that this coursework is of 12 week coursework, and we are in the 10th week. So I have planned to take one additional session like the 13th week as well, in which I try to revise the entire some of the entire things which we have gone across, and if some doubts are there, I will try to answer those over there as well. Okay, so I think I will inform you in upcoming two classes that the 13th week class is on which date and what time. And if and the NPTEL team will also initiate you regarding the same. And that may on the working day, that may not be on the weekend. So if that happens, so not to worry, you can attend the same on some other day as well, with the whatever the aspects we have, like you can see those video on the YouTube as well, and but try to attend on online. I will try to take that session on the Sunday after the 12th week, if possible. If not, then I will take that session before 23rd of October in any case. And that will be informed to you by the NPTEL team as well. And I will try to inform you in the next session, in the live session as well. Okay. So this coursework is going to be takes place for 12 week, but one additional week I'll try to take the session, because I want to sum up the thing what we have studied from initial first class to last class in the final session, so that a proper understanding, type of revision, a quick revision could be there, so that you will develop the concept, understanding the thing which you have gone across through the entire coursework. Okay. Apart from that, this session is going to take place for 2 hours, as it is taking place from the it is the 10th week in which we are studying from 3 to 5 on every Saturday. So on the instruction are same, like the video which I am presenting over here, the presentation file will be shared with you by the NPTEL team in the Google Drive link. Apart from that, this video recording is also uploaded on YouTube, and the link will be shared by the NPTEL team as well. And the presentation file, the whatever I have taught earlier and what I am going to taught in the next three sessions is also shared with you through the Google Drive link. And if at any point of time, due to the internet connection issue or anything, if the connection get disconnected, so please be remain in the meeting. I will rejoin and carry forward the concept from there. Okay, so with this, I think so I can start the conceptual clarity, what the division thing, what we have gone across till date, we I have already discussed. So I will start with the seed pile wall. I'll start from the slide which where we have left in during the last class and carry forward the things. We have the many more things to read about the seed pile wall. Let's see up to what we will go today, because I am not taking the things very in a fast manner, because I have one additional session. If something remains there, I will try to cover over there as well before your exam date. I think so 23rd October is the last date to cover the coursework. So before that, I will take the 13th session. As I see the calendar, the today is 21st of September, and we have two more scheduled class on 5th of October and 12th of October. So definitely, if it possible, I will take the two session on 12th of October only, and if not so, I will take the session on might be on the 14th of October. As I can see, I will plan the schedule and I will inform you in the next class, most probably, that what will be the schedule. Okay, so now I will start the things. Okay, so what we have studied till now, that we have understand the basic concept of the seed pile in the geotechnical engineering, where we have Okay, these things we have studied. Okay, the seed pile wall we are talking about. The seed piles walls are the vertical barrier. These things we have seen in the last class. The first three slides are the repetition of the from the last class, and afterwards we will take the new thing. So that this is the basic definition that it is a vertical barrier. Basically, when we say a barrier, initially when we the heard of a pile, specifically in a deep foundation, we say pile. So we believe that it is a cross section of 1 meter diameter or 0.5 meter diameter or maybe 1.5 at some point of time, which will be implemented in the ground to support the load above it. But when we talk about the seed pile, it acts as a barrier, as we have understood as well during the discussion in the previous class, over where we say that it could be made up of different material, like it could be made of wood, timber, it could be made up of steel, it could be made up of the concrete. So these sheets also act as a barrier at the different aspects. As we go ahead, we see that during some construction work, if you want to isolate that part from the surrounding soil so that the work over there could go smoothly. Over there also the application of seed piles, which could be made up of the steel or the concrete. More oftenly, the steel seed pile walls are mostly used if it is constructed to be like a barrier. So that are driven into the ground to provide the support for the excavation or to prevent the soil erosion, because in a way if the soil fall out on those cross section under which the construction is going on, that will in a way affect the project in a true sense. So it is commonly used in the construction and the civil engineering projects. Truly, okay, so the seat piles walls are typically thinner than the masonry or the reinforced concrete retaining wall. Obviously, if it is too much thick, its application to sustain the soil mass behind it is relatively difficult and more difficult to handle. So that's why it is very much important that should be lightweight as compared to our conventional thing which we are using earlier. So they can constructed using the materials such as steel. Okay, I have already discussed that steel, concrete, timber we can use, but steel is the popularly most commonly used seat pile wall due to their sheer strength, durability and versatility. This thing also we have come across earlier as well. Now see the new thing which we are coming with, that the seed pile was used in a wide variety of applications like retaining wall. Okay, we have covered this as well in the last class. Coffer dams, sea walls and bulkheads, bridge foundation, underground structure. Over there also the seed pile applications are there, and more specifically we see the steel seed pile walls are applied over there for the fulfillment of the work. Right. Okay. Now you see the seed piles was constructed. Over here you can see that how the seed piles are implemented as well. So over the from here you can see the seed piles are drawn across the cross section, and a vibro hammer is represented, with the help of which the seed piles are implemented in the ground so that it will protect the section behind it, so that over there some construction work, the seat piles work is not only the temporary structure, it could be permanent structure. As we go ahead, you will see that it is not only the temporary structure to support a condition in which the work under which go smoothly. So it could be a permanent structure as well. So we will see as we move ahead. Okay, so the over here you can see the seat piles walls are constructed by driving the prefabricated sections into the ground, and the sections are interlocked to form a continuous wall. Depth to which the seat piles are driven depends on the soil condition and the required load bearing capacity of the wall. Exactly. Now, the seat piles walls offer a number of advantages over the other types of retaining walls. What are those advantages? When I have shared the presentation, this is also shared with you in the last class as well. So the seat pile walls are very strong and durable. Yeah, obviously. Because if you see, na, over there at any construction work in a raw construction work. Suppose during construction of a building, if when we construct our roof, we put the shuttering scaffolding over there, and over there you see that we provide a support through the help of the maybe the steel pile, or maybe the at if we go in the tier 2 tier 3 towns, over there the bamboos and the timbers are also used for the shuttering works. If we go in the metropolitan city like the Bombay, Delhi, over there we see that those are made up of the steels, and those scaffolding and support system are implemented over there to support the load during the construction of the roof. When the final stage of the roof is placed over there those type of things are used. So in similar fashion, if you have gone across, if you see some construction of like the parking space which is below the ground level, a very small cross section, assume that we are going only 1.5 meter below the ground surface. Over there also we need to provide some support to the soil. If you go into tier 2 or tier 3 town, over there if the water table is not so close to the ground, and over there some structural construction are going on for the parking purposes below the ground level, over there you see that the timbers, that timber which we normally use for the shuttering purposes are used to support uh, provide a support over there for the construction of some shear wall or some retaining structure to support or to provide a blockage for flowing of soil into that section. So we have came across those things as well. But when we talk about the seat pile walls, its strength and durability is high. So it's not like that the supporting mechanism we provide wherever is a seat pile wall only. With the help of shuttering material, we also see the construction, specifically in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. If you have gone across, and if you go in the small town, specifically when we talk about, over there, not the so much sophisticated. Sorry, I have also little bit throat infection, so might be I will take small break as well in the today class if I not feel well because I am getting fever. So please excuse me for that. Okay, so what I am talking about, that I am talking about the strength and durability. So over there, when we talk about the strength, so over here when the seed pile wall we are using, their strength will be relatively higher as compared to any other condition, and it's have flexibility that we can move from here to there, and they are installed at any place in very less time, and it's also very speedy way to get installed as well as removed whenever needed, and it could also stop the water to flow through them. So these some aspects are there which the seed pile wall fulfill. Okay. Now I came with the excuse me. Okay. So the seed pile was basically is what is the seed pile was in process. So seed pile was in a retaining wall, obviously constructed to retain the earth water. As I have said earlier, the water tightness property that it will restrict water to flow through them. If you see during the construction of the bridge, some bridge foundation are going on over there also. The first of all the seed piles are implemented over there to restrict the flow of water between them, and obviously that during the dry season, not during the rainy season, because during the rainy season the flow in river is so much high that they can even broke the established bridge over there as well. So during the dry season also, when the river is relatively less full of water over there, And the seed piles walls are used to isolate some sections, quarantine some section from the water to flow into that, so that over there the construction of the foundation work for the uh, foundation work of the bridges each go ahead. Okay, so these walls are thinner in section compared to masonry wall. Obviously, masonry wall are and as we see the in the masonry when we construct the brick, it 10 into 5 into 5, so minimum 5 inch of thickness is there. So that is not the case over here. And a seed pile walls consist of a series of seed piles driven side by side into the ground, thus forming a continuous vertical wall for the purpose of retaining the earth bank. And when we talk about the seat wall type, are the type of retaining wall commonly used in civil engineering and construction projects. So over there, they are designed to provide the structural support and retain the soil or the water on the one side while allowing for the excavation and the development on the other side. Here's some information about seat pile wall. When you see, as I take a pin, as you see, if the seat piles wall are installed in the circular cross section and the water body is over here, all around. So it will restrict the flow of water inside, and over here the construction worker, the professionals can go and work with ease without having disturbance of water from outside. So the construction work proceed. As you know, as we have seen that there is some setting time for the, if we doing some concreting work, there is some setting time as you have gone in the course of the building material or the reinforced RCC work. So over there sometimes it required to gain the strength, so that much time is also allowed over there as we restrict the flow of direct water through that cross section. And when we talk about the construction material, the seat piles walls are typically made up of steel, but they can also be constructed of the other material like concrete. When we talk about installation, we have seen earlier an image over there, the vibro a thing is there with the help of which we are installing it. So these all consist of the individual seat pile section that are driven into the ground using the specific equipment like the pile driver or the vibratory hammer. They are interlocked with one another to form a continuous barrier. Now, if we go back and we see that image over here, you can see the seat piles are installed one by one with the help of the vibro hammer, and over there it's provided a continuous blockage for the flow of the anything like the soil or maybe water. Okay, now when we go ahead and we talk about the types, the what are the various types of the seed pile walls which we have, we come across some of them as first is the jet type, that these have the shape resembling the letter Z and are commonly used in both temporary and the permanent application. As I have said earlier, the seed piles are not only used for the temporary application but also for the permanent application. We will, as we go ahead, we see some examples for that as well. When we talk about the U type, U-shaped seed piles are often used for the application requiring a higher section modulus to resist the bending moments. When we talk about the L type, so the L-shaped seed piles are used for the application where anchoring or the structural support is necessary. When we talk about the last, that is the flat seed piles, so these are the flat and are sometimes used for the coffer dams or the cutoff walls. What is the coffer dam? What is the cutoff walls that you can go across with your knowledge? You can search about those things. You have gone across those things during your building material class as well, as we see the application to prevent the damage of the sea source by what manner. Maybe not during the building material, but in the water resource hydrology coursework, may you have gone across those things as well. Okay. So when we talk about the applications of the seed piles was, so it has a wide range of applications. Okay. First is the flood control. They can be used to create the flood defenses and lift to prevent water from inundating an area. Okay, over here as it is written flood control, so this is they are strong enough, but that not always the case. When some dam get broke out, in those conditions it is not possible to control the water to resist the water with the help of the seat pile walls. But suppose a condition over there some seepage started from some dam cross section. So that may result in the failure from that section. So over there, the seat pile wall could be an option. Over there, the seat pile could be provided from the inside and outside as well. So they can prevent the flow of water from that section and ultimately result in the reduction in the chances of the breaking out and prevent the water. Some other example could edge also be there. Suppose area where the water logging is a big problem due to maybe that area in the lower terrain. So over as you have come across some of the news that some a very big environmental problem we came across that the some of the country including in our country as well, it is reported that in coming few years the um level of the land in the some of the country and some of the city is below the mean sea level. So in the present condition also some country like I not truly, but I think so Finland or Norway or some country there that is already below the mean sea level. So over there, how the people survive? So over there as well, these types of protecting mechanism is created to prevent the water from entering into the ground, so they can retain over there. So in these way, the flood control condition could be achieved. And as the other example, what I am saying, if some location is in the low terrain. Similarly, with the case of the when we say that some ground surface is below the mean sea level, what this mean to convey? This mean to convey that the water will be covered the entire area as it is below the mean sea level. So the water of the sea came on that cross section. So in those type of challenging conditions, these seed piles wall could be one of the preventive measure as well. Okay, the marine structure over here you see a separate thing. Marine structure is also given. So the seed piles walls are commonly used in the construction of the sea walls, bulkheads, and the quarry walls, and they are constructed to protect the source as it will get increasing the cross sections of the river during the flow of the water. The third is the foundation support as they are used to support the excavation work and stabilizing the surrounding soil during the construction. Okay, this we have already discussed when I have drawn a circular cross section between which some foundation work is going for the construction of the bridges. And as we move ahead, we talk about the retaining walls. So in the retaining wall, seat pile wall can serve as a retaining wall to prevent the soil or the water eroding or collapsing. This we also have gone across in our very first study. Now we see the use of the seed piles. Okay, so the some of the use of the seed piles which we already discussed, some maybe new over here. So the use of seed piles or in the retaining walls, bridge abutments. Yeah, truly, as I have given the example as well. Tunnels. Oh, okay. Over tunnels as well during the construction of tunnels, the seed piles are used. Pumping station, obviously, water treatment plants, basements, as I have said earlier, that during the construction of the basement, maybe for the parking purpose, small basement, not the basement structure, but a small basement parking space. Over there also to support the surrounding soil, the seed piles was could be used. The permanent seed piles is also implemented along the permanent seed piles like of made up of concrete could be implemented to prevent the flow of soil or the erosion of soil in those cross sections. Now the next one is the underground car park. Okay, obviously it is written in the true sense. Then the port facilities. In port also the seat piles also are widely used. The locks and dams, waterfront structure, pile foundation, excavation and trenches are also some of the applications over there. If the excavation is needed over there also, we provide the seat wall walls. Those are the temporary structures. Next one is the coffer dam, which we have came across. The groundwater diversion, barrier for the groundwater treatment system. Containment was the flood protections, coastal protection, tunnel cut and cover, bulkheads and the sea walls, weir walls, slope stabilization, landfill. So there are the various application of the seed piles, various usage of the seed piles across the many different conditions. So now we will move ahead and we will see that whether what the advantages it offer over the other techniques. Okay, so give me a 2 minute break because I am not too much well. 2 minute break only. Then I will again start speaking. So welcome back. Sorry for this break because I'm not so well, so I not feel comfortable while speaking too long. That's why I take small break. Otherwise, we will take normally break at the interval of an hour or so. Okay, so now I will continue from here. Okay, so I am talking about the advantages. So the some of the advantages of the zip file include their versatility, ease of installation, and the cost effective compared to the alternative retaining was better. Yes, obviously it is easy. And the environmental consideration when we talk about the choices of the material and the construction method for the seed pile was can have the environmental implementation and effort are often made to minimize their impact on the ecosystem and the aquatic life. Yeah, obviously. The third one, when we talk about its maintenance, so the proper maintenance is also very important to ensure the long-term stability and effectiveness of the seed pile walls, especially in the marine environment where the corrosion can be chief concern. When we say that the seed piles wall are an important engineering solution for the various construction and infrastructure project and their design and the implementation depend on the specific requirement and the site condition for the every project. When we go ahead and we talk about the type of seed pile walls on the basis of the material, so there are the three main types we came across, which we have discussed in the first class as well, in the last class as well. Over there, we talk about the steel seed piles are the most common type of seed piles wall available in the variety of the cross sections and shapes. When we talk about the variety of cross section and shapes, you see, we have said that during the construction of the parking sections, or maybe what I say, during the construction of the basements, over there the shape could be straight, like maybe horizontal, or it may be the curve. So it will present in a different shape so that we could make the total use of that. The next one is the timber seat piles, as it is less commonly used because it is used but less because it is normally used for the temporary structure. As I have said earlier, during the construction in the small towns over there, the steel sheet piles was found to be more costly, so they used the timber sheet pile was for the temporary structure. When we go ahead, we talk about the reinforced concrete sheet pile walls are also less commonly used than the steel sheet pile wall, but are often used in the permanent structure such as the sea walls and coffer dam. If those are the permanent structure over there, if we construct, they could reside, but its use in the temporary structure is almost less than 1% because that is not possible to construct the sheet pile wall as a temporary and remove it after their construction. So steel and the timber pile could serve that purpose, but that is not possible with the concrete sheet pile wall. Okay, now we talk about the type of seat piles. Again, the wooden seat pile, precast concrete seat pile, steel seat pile, and aluminum seat pile. Over here, the two metals, one concrete and one wood is already mentioned. So we have talked about up to that steel, but aluminum is also there, but their strength is relatively less. They easily bend out as compared to the steel seat pile was. So they are very less in use, but they could be used. So those are mentioned. Over here, when you see in the various type of wooden and concrete sheet pile walls. So over here the connections, cross sections is represented with this image. So I don't think so anything over here need to be discussed. That is only for the representation. When we talk about the advantages of the sheet pile wall, so they are relatively quick and easy to install. They are used to retain the wide range of material including soil, water, and rock. They can be used to create both temporary and permanent retaining walls, and they are relatively strong and durable. Okay. When we come with the disadvantages, because everything which we use must have some advantages as well as some disadvantages. So the same thing with the seat pile wall as well, as they can be expensive to install but not always the case. But difficult to install is always the case, specifically in the hard or the rocky strata. They may be require the additional support such as the anchor or the tie backs if retained material is too heavy. And when we talk about the application of the seat pile walls are used in a wide variety of applications, including retaining wall for the highway, railway, and the transportation project, bridge abutment and the sea walls, the coffer dam for bridge construction and the marine projects, underground structures such as the basement and parking garages, bulkheads, and the other waterfront structure. Landfill was and the flood protection and the coastal protection structures. When we talk about the construction of the seed pile wall, the seed piles walls are typically constructed by driving the seed piles into the ground using a pile hammer, as we have seen earlier, the vibratory hammer as well. The seed piles are driven into sequence to design the depth along the plant excavation perimeter or the several alignment. Once the seed piles are in place, they are interlocked to form a continuous wall. As we have seen that image in the very second slide which we have discussed today. So in the same fashion, they are implemented to provide a protection for the movement of soil across that or maybe water. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay, so seat pile may be divided into two basic categories. First is the cantilever and second one is the anchor. And the construction method could also be divided into two categories. First is the backfill, second is the dredged structures. And now, when we talk about the sequence for the backfill structure, and then obviously for the second one, that is the dredged structure, we will see how the sequence is followed to achieve at the consequences. Right. So first of all, as we start, we say that the dredge in situ soil in front and back of the proposed structure, and then drive the seed piles. Okay. So first of all, I will show you some images. Over here, design of the seed in the cohesive soil, and then okay, some steps are mentioned over here. I think so. I will read the basic thing and then you can go across as we solve some problem. Then the thing will be very much clear to you. So the sequence for the backfill structure, first step is to dredge the C2 soil in front and back of the proposed structure, then drive the seed pile, then backfill up to the level of the anchor and place the anchor system. The final one is the backfill up to the top of the wall. Okay, so the this is the case. Okay, I will explain it later. And the same thing is written over here as well. Um, and the design of the seed pile wall is a complex process that involves a number of factors, including the type of soil, height of wall, the surcharge load, and the water table. The seed pile walls are typically designed by the geotechnical engineers, obviously, and the design of seed pile wall in cohesive soil, the pressure, how it will act, depending upon the how the sections we are taking with. So we will see this one by one, how we calculate the pressure and in what manner we go across. So those things we are going to discuss. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Okay. Ask.
Sir, aluminum steel pile where we are using.
Yeah, no, that is also one of the aspects where we can use the aluminum sheet pile wall. That is the one of the materials we could use. But as I have said over there as well, that the strength of that material is not much enough to sustain, as it will bend easily because the modulus of elasticity is 1 by 3 of what they still have. So that is not used as obviously in the more proper manner, but at some places the application of aluminum sheet pile wall could also be possible. That is one of the aspects that we have discussed. But in general, the steel sheet pile walls are mostly used because they are easily to assemble, easily to install, and for the temporary structure. And in general, when you go across, you see the permanent structure. either the seed pile walls or more often the concrete seed pile walls are used to support the whatever the such things which we want to support, maybe water or the soil. So the aluminum is also the one of the thing which could be used. Over there we have taken on the basis of material. So over there we have stated that this is also one of the thing which one can employ during the when we talk about on the basis of material what type of sequence was we could have, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'm not feeling very well, so I will take again over here 5 to 10 minute break, and then again I will start. I will take 5 minute break again because I'm not feeling well. I have a fever, so I will take a small break and then again I will start. Please be remain in the meeting, and I will start in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So we are talking about the seed pile wall. Okay, so I think so we have discussed everything and some design consideration I have skipped as of now because I feel that I could not explain up to that extent which I want to. So I will take that in some other day. And that is also not the aspect of the syllabus as well. I take it separately because I want to cover that. Okay, that's not the problem. I will start first of all recapping the section what we have gone across, and so then some small MCQ problem will be there, and then we will come ahead and go with the concepts which we are willing to discuss in the today class. Okay, so what we have discussed till now is the seed pile walls and their applications, their advantages, their disadvantages, their application at the different cross sections. So we will carry forward those things from here and see what could the different things which we could find with the seed pile walls. Okay, so we will go into the MCQ just with a small recap of the section which we have gone across up to that. Okay, so the seed pile walls are the versatile and effectively type of the retaining wall that can be used in the wide variety of applications. They are quick and easy to install as we have discussed as well that the pile hammer and the vibratory hammer are used in which we implement the seed pile walls in a line and that will also allow to protect the soil. They could be temporary as well as a permanent structure. I think someone's microphone is on, so please keep off your microphone. Hello. Okay. Okay. Okay, so in the various application, like it will protect the soil from flowing out, and the seed pile walls are expensive as well at some extent. So the additional cost is also implemented over there to provide the support in some cases. So those things we have came across. Now we will cover some additional information, then we move to the MCQ. So in additional information, we will say that the seed pile walls can either be cantilever or anchored, and the cantilever seed piles wall rely on the passive resistance of the soil to support the retained material. Anchored seed pile walls are supported by the anchors or the tiebacks that are connected to the wall and extended into the retained material. Seed pile walls can be either temporary or permanent, and that permanent structure, the temporary seed pile walls are typically used to support the excavation and are removed once the excavation is complete. as we have seen as well that during the construction of some bridges over there, if we want to isolate that section that the water could not flow into that, as I have said earlier, in the application in the different aspects we have that study that the water tightened is the one of the property of the seed pile walls. So when we provide it as a temporary seed pile walls, it is typically used to support the excavation as well as to remove when it is once removed when the work of excavation is complete for the construction of some foundation or anything else. And when we talk about the permanent seed pile walls, they are typically used to retain the permanent structures such as the sea walls and coffer dams. Seed pile walls can be coated with a variety of materials to protect them from corrosion. The common coating include the zinc, epoxy, polyurethane. So these are some of the chemicals which also used to protect them from corrosion, as it is the material which is made of the, as is name clear, the seat pile was which is made up of the steel over that could be there is a chance of erosion. So we need to protect that so that their repeat value should be there. Okay. Now some of the example of the seed pile wall project. So the first is that the example, when I talk about the example, the practical implementation which is used at some places. So one is the Thames barrier in London, England. It's a large flood protection system that uses the seed pile wall to protect the city from flooding. As you have some of you are there during the first hour sessions of the today session. As I have discussed that it will provide a protection against the flood as well in one way or the other. Over there, as I have discussed earlier about like the some of the country which are going to be going below the mean sea level, as some country are already there. So it is a probability, it is the possibility that the water could flow into the cities of those countries. So to protect from that, the seed pile was act as one of the application. And so in the same similar manner, the in the Thames barrier in London, and it act as a flood protection barrier. Over there, the seed pile wall is implemented to fulfill the purpose. When we move ahead, the Panama Canal uses the seed pile walls to retain the canal wall and to protect the canal from the landslides. The next example, okay, landslides protection is also one of the aspects when we have seen the application of the seed pile wall. The third one is the Dutch Delta works is a series of dams, sluices, and the storm surge barrier that uses the seed pile wall to protect the Netherlands from flooding. As that is the aspects which seed pile was fulfilled at those locations. The next example is the seed pile walls are the critical part of the main infrastructure project around the world, as they provide the safe and effective way to retain the earth, water, and the other fill materials. Okay, now we are moving to MCQs. ठीक है? Okay, so we will start with MCQ. And okay, uh, sorry, the today session will be a little bit slow. Okay, so not to worry because I'm taking one extra session I'm not too much well to take the today's session, but it is compulsory to take in this time only. That's why I'm taking. But something I have skipped in between as well, which we will cover in some next class. So that's not about. Okay. So what are the question over here? That which of the following is not a type of seat pile wall? Okay, the cantilever seat pile wall is the side seat pile wall. The anchored seat pile wall is seat pile wall. Cellular seat pile wall is also seat pile wall. I think so. Gravity seat pile wall is not a type of seat pile wall. Okay. Over here, the answer is already given. That's the same. Okay, I will take the pen as well for this. So I am correct. The gravity seat pile wall is not a type of seat pile wall. Over here, when we go to the explanation, the gravity seat pile wall are not a type of seat pile wall. They are a type of retaining wall that uses its own weight to resist the lateral earth pressure. Seat pile walls, on the other hand, are typically made up of the interlocking steel or the concrete sections that are driven into the ground. Right. Okay. The next question is what is the purpose of the seed pile wall? Okay, the purpose is to retain the soil and water. Correct. And the to protect the structure from erosion. This is also correct. To protect, create a coffer dam, temporary coffer dam. Everything is correct. Option D is the correct answer. Yes, the seed pile walls can be used to retain the soil or water, protect the structure from erosion, and create a temporary coffer dam. They are versatile and effective type of retaining wall that is used in a variety of applications. Next question is what are the two main types of seed pile walls? So the cantilever and anchor, cellular and gravity, concrete and steel, the temporary and permanent. As you are very much clear if you have there in the class. So the cantilever and anchor is going to be our correct answer, right? The two main type of seat pile walls are the cantilever and anchor. The cantilever seat piles walls are supported by their own weight and the typically used for the low height applications. Okay, over there. Okay, so the anchor seat pile walls are supported by the anchors that are driven into the ground and are typically used for the high height of application or which there is a high lateral earth pressure. Okay, now next question is that what is the difference between the cantilever and anchor? Okay, oh, in the previous question also it is answered, but over here what are the things that is written? Let's see. First is the cantilever seat pile walls are supported by their own weight. Anchor seat pile walls supported by anchors. Cantilever seat piles are typically used for low height and that is anchor for high height. This is also correct. The cantilever seat piles are more expensive to construct than anchor seat piles. I exactly don't know, but as the option suggests, the option D I look to be the true because A and B I found correct. C I am not sure, but I think so. It should be correct. So the option D is mentioned as a correct answer. So there is no problem with this. We will go ahead for our next problem. And our next question is that what are the advantages using the seed pile wall? So over here, the advantages using the seed pile walls are that they are strong and durable. They can be used in a variety of applications, and they are relatively quick and easy to construct. All of above. So strong and durable is the second most slide which we have discussed today. The strong and durable concept is there. Variety of applications we have seen that the applications are approximately I think so 20 to 15 points are there which we have gone through in the application that is it protect prevent erosion it work in the different aspects so this is also great. Yeah, quick and easy to install is also great, but the expensive term is over there. Then we have a question over there that whether it is the correct answer or not. But as the option says over there, the option D is the correct answer. Okay. So now, what are the disadvantage of using the seed pile walls? So, okay, some network error I feel.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
Sir,
hello,
hello.
hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, in five number question, C is the option is a quick construction. How is it is possible? Seat pile is not quickly construction, na?
No, no. Seed pile was is relatively quick, not quickest. Relatively quick in a sense that we have seen in the third or fourth slide only. Over there, you have seen that the seed piles, specifically when we talk about the steel seed piles, they are implemented at the construction sites and they are installed in relatively quick manner and relatively easier to construct, because if you are constructing some other type of supporting structure, suppose concrete structures are there, concrete structure is there, so some masonry work is some retrofitting work is provided afterwards we do the construction, so it will take relatively more time as compared to when I show you, give me a minute. As you see over here, as you see over here, as we are constructing in this case, so we are using vibro hammer. The seat pile wall is already with us. We just using the vibro hammer to install in the field. So it is relatively quick and easy to install. If we talk about the temporary structure, but if we compare the permanent seat piles was there are the several applications over there. The permanent piles are also there. As we have entered into the MCQ questions, before that we have handled some of the application, the practical implementation over there. There is example that in London city, uh, that is in the London city, we have used the seat pile wall. Sorry. So over there, the those seat pile was whatever the application we have discussed in this slide, I think. So I will show you. Okay, this figure you have created with no that the seat piles are already there. We use the vibro hammer to install that. So it is relatively quickly easy to install. Now see this. When we have gone across the examples, over there, we have seen that specifically in the London city, when it is used for flood protection, this is the permanent type of seat pile was installed. When we talk the Penman Canal uses the seat pile was to retain the canal wall to protect the canal from landslides. Over there, also the seat pile wall is the permanently installed. But when we see the some of the other examples like when we are there in the examples over here, you see that over here the seed piles walls are used in the various applications, but in different application, like when we construct the bridge abutments, we construct the tunnel. Over there, the seed pile walls is used for the temporary purpose. So that's the aspects when we have discussed over here, and we see this question in which it is asked that. Whether the seed pile walls are relatively quick and easy to construct. To install, basically, I think so. Construct is the different word. So that is the correct. In that aspect, I have said that this option is going to be our correct answer. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can go ahead. Okay. So I
Yes,
will go
yes,
ahead.
sir.
Okay. I'll go ahead with the next problem. Sorry. Okay. So now the question is, what are the disadvantage using the seed pile walls? Okay, the one more thing I want to add on over here, that I will not try to take the session too long for today. Maybe with the MCQ question I will end up the today's session, but the question is also too much. Let's see. Okay. So the next problem is that What are the disadvantages using the seat pile was? So first is that they can expensive to construct, they can be difficult to drive, is susceptible to corrosion. So it is expensive. It is mentioned in our slide. They can be difficult to drive in the hard soil. It is also mentioned that in the hard, when the soil is hard rock or something, over there the seed pile implementation is going to be difficult. And third is they can be susceptible to corrosion. Okay, to prevent from corrosion, some chemicals things is mentioned in one of the slide, and that we use to prevent it from corrosion. I think so. We have seen that as well. So the option D is the correct answer, right? Okay. Now, what are the some of the factors that needed to be considered when designing a seat pile was? First is um, height of wall, lateral earth pressure, groundwater table, all of above. Actually, I also don't very much clear about this answer, so I will see the answer and then I will say to you. Okay, over here all of above mentioned, but I am not too much sure. But it is mentioned, so I think so. When I have made the question, I might seem that this is going to be right answer, but I'm not sure about that. I will say this. The next problem is that what are the some common method used to for the defense seat pile? So impact hammer, vibratory pile driver, hydraulic pressure, or all of above. I feel the vibratory pile hammer is the correct answer. Hydraulic pressure and the impact hammer, I don't know, but it is mentioned all of above. So please check this. I am not sure. Check this and the previous question answer. Please check by yourself, because I'm not sure. I am sure about the vibratory pile hammer, but impact hammer also I have sure, but hydraulic pressure I don't know. Okay, so if hydraulic pressure is also there, then all of above is the correct answer. Please check this. And now, what is coffer dam? So, a temporary water-weight enclosure used to construct the foundation in water. A type of retaining wall, obviously, a type of foundation, a type of bridge. So, option number A is the correct answer. A temporary in water-weight enclosure used to construct the foundation in water. Okay, and when we move ahead, we see that the next question is coming up, that what is the purpose of using the seed piles to create a coffer dam? Purpose to keep the water out of the excavation area, obviously, to support the soils around the excavation area. In a way, it also provides the support to provide a safe working environment for the construction worker. As you have aware that when we are reading this aspects over there, we also see the some points mentioned in one of the slide in which it say that during the construction the seed pile was also create a protecting environment for the um worker as well. So this option is also going to be correct. So in this regard, the option number B is going to be a correct answer. The next is, what is the cellular seat pile wall? Okay, over there one place cellular seat pile wall is also there, but what is that we haven't discussed? We will discuss with this problem only. So this problem say a seat type of seat pile wall that is made up of the interlocking stresses that are filled with the concrete or the soil. Okay, I think so. This is correct, because this type of question, whenever I have formed, I try to mention the solution as all of about that we come to get some of the important points about the same. The third one is the type of seed pile wall that is used in the deep water application. So the option D is going to be our correct answer. All of above. Yes, right. Over here also mentioned as well that the type of seed pile wall. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is not possible. As I am not very much sure about this. That's why I have answered wrongly. I will read it again because I have mistaken this question. This question say that what is the cellular seed pile wall? I am also not aware about the same. So it is a type of a seed pile wall that is made up of interlocking steel cells that are filled with the concrete or soil. So that is correct. The second one say that the type of seed pile wall that is used in the that is used to retain the high lateral earth pressure. So that is not correct. A type of seed pile wall that is used in the deep water application, no, that is coffer dam. So that is also not correct. So option A, that the type of seed pile wall that is made up of the interlocking steel sets that are filled with the concrete or soil. That why it is said cellular seed pile wall. Okay. Option A is the correct. So I have mistaken this question and I have answered wrong myself. So please excuse me for that. And now the some more question are there. And these are the answer type question, not the MCQ problem. Basically, these are the question based on the some of the slides which we have covered in this session only. So there might be possibility that you are not able to answer freely about this question, but you will see when we came across these that the solution of this question how we came down. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, 8 number question, please revise.
Yes. Eight number. No? Yes. Eight number question. There is confusion in my mind as well. That it is a question that a common method to use for drying the seed pile wall. As you have seen, now, I will show you one slide. Uh, See over there, you see over here for driving the seat pile wall, we use vibro hammer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see this question. The one is and in some other slide, in some other slide, give me a minute. In some other slide, you see that the impact hammer over here the in the option B the vibro pile driver is mentioned. In option A, impact hammer that is pile hammer or something is mentioned, right? So the option A and option B is correct
Sir,
as per my knowledge.
hydraulic pressure.
Ah,
Sir,
right, right.
hydraulic pressure also
Yes,
include
yes,
na?
yes. That's why I have mentioned that option A and option B is correct, but I am not sure about option C. That's why I have mentioned. Please check that A and B I have marked as correct, but option C might be wrong. That's why the option D is not going to be correct. That's why I have mentioned over here. Please check by yourself whether the hydraulic pressure is the method to drive the seat pile wall or not. This is the homework for all of you. And I am also not sure that I have mentioned that. Please check that. Right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
That will be homework. And I have also one more confusion in the previous question as well. No, not this.
Sir,
Uh,
sir, sir,
yes.
please, sir, please describe about impact hammer.
Okay. Impact hammer and vibratory pile driver. These are the two things, na? Okay, I will explain that. See, from that slide only I could explain very easily. See, over here you see that the first is the vibro hammer. The vibro hammer is represented over here, no? With the help of that the seed pile wall, seed pile is implemented into the ground. So over here, this is a type of mechanism. When I say vibro hammer, over there, this is a machine which provide vibration through which the seed pile was driven into the ground. But when we say the impact, so in the impact, a weight is fallen up to a specific height into the seed pile wall to drive it into the ground. So these are the two mechanisms through which seed piles are inserted into the ground. When we see impact hammer, now over there, as you see, some weight is implemented over there in a vibro hammer. So this weight is fallen from a specific height, and what weight would be there, I can't clarify you at this point of time because I'm not aware about the same. But in an impact hammer, there is a weight which fallen from a specific height to drive the seed pile inside the ground, and similarly in the vibro hammer, a vibration along with a weight is provided to drive it. I am not very much confident about the same, but these are the mechanism which we follow. So please go across and those by yourself as well, and found out that what we are talking about. But these are the basic is this much. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
yes. Any more question?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So we are here. Question number 8. Please check that whether hydraulic pressure is there or not, because and that's why I have marked A and B as correct and written check, because I think hydraulic pressure is not the case through which we drive, but might be possible. I am not sure. That's why I have written check. So please check it by yourself through maybe some book, or maybe use Google for that purpose. That will explain you, and let me know in the next class. Okay, so we have came across this question. Okay, this theoretical question is there. Okay, so give me a minute, 2 minute break again, because I'm not comfortable in speaking. Again, after 2 minutes, I will speak. And excuse me for this because my health is not so good. That's why I'm taking this 2 minute break at the interval of 30 minutes. Sorry for inconvenience. Okay. Okay, so we are talking about the questions that what are the common problem that can be occurred during the sheet pile wall construction. Okay, so the problems are like some common problem that can occur during the sheet pile construction is difficult in driving the sheet piles. Yeah, obviously, as we have earlier seen, as we have seen earlier. Hmm. And that in a soil starter that is like hard soil or some obstruction may be there or the improper pile driving equipment. Like we have been discussing right earlier that they are the driving equipment like impact or vibrator. There are two type of and on a hydraulic we have little bit confusion as well. So difficulty in driving the seat pile wall. This can be caused by the hard soil, obstruction, or the improper pile driving equipments. The next one is the damage to the seat piles, or this can be caused by the improper handling or the transportation or by hitting the obstacle during the driving. The next problem is like the leak or the seepage. This can be occur if the seep pile are not properly interlocked or if they are holes in piles material. Okay, so as you have seen that in some cases the seed piles are specifically made up of some materials. If that material have some damage, so that will also create a chance of the leak and seepage through the piles. So that will also in a way cause the problem. So we need to take care of as well. So this is one of the problem we came across while using the seed pile wall. And the next one is corrosion. But to resist the corrosion, some chemicals we have named earlier could be used to reduce the chances of erosion while using the seed piles. So when corrosion occur, reduces the strength and durability of the seed pile walls over the time. As we have seen, we have studied that the seed pile wall have a very good strength for their applications across the field. Right. And now the next question is that how can these problems be prevented? If some problem is there, there must be some solution. Without a solution, there is never a problem. Whenever we came across any problem in study or any places, there must be some solutions for the same. So over there, it is not possible that that is not over there. So there are the number of things that we can done to prevent the problem during the sheet pile wall construction, including the proper design and engineering. Okay, so that is the part and parcel of the work that the problem will be there and some solution will be there. So proper designing and engineering is the one of the aspects. So in which the seat piles walls should be designed by qualified engineers or professional to ensure that it is strong enough to withstand the anticipated load. The second one is the use of the correct equipment, that the seat pile walls should be driven using the correct equipment and the experienced personnel. The next one is the proper handling and transportation, and followed by in which we say that the seed pile walls should be handled and transported carefully to avoid damage. As we have said in the previous section, that the leakage due to damage or proper connection could be one of the problem that will could be due to the poor handling as well. Next one is the inspection and testing. We always whenever we take the seed piles for the temporary construction, maybe like the steel seed pile was, that inspection and testing should be required. That is, seed piles should be inspected and tested before and after driving to ensure that they are in a good condition, that the wall has been properly constructed. Now, the next question is the what are the some common seed pile wall failure modes? So the first is the some common seed pile wall failure mode include overturning. So this may occurs when the wall is subjected to movement that exceeds its overturning mm, resistance. The next one is the sliding. This occur when the shear force on the wall exceeds its sliding resistance. And the next one is the failure of the interlock as the connection is there if we are using the steel sheet pile wall. So this can occur due to the corrosion damage or the improper installation. Improper installation is one of the major factor. So the skill workforce is required as well for the fulfill the same, because if the persons are not as much experienced to perform the work in the field, there might be chances that this type of failure could occur. Now, next one is the failure of the interlock. So they can occur due to the okay corrosion, that's already taken. Now the failure of soil. So this can occur due to overloading, erosion, or liquefaction. Right. Yes, as you are aware that during the seismic load, uh, if the soil is liquefiable, our structure draw down into the structure. If you have performed the safety test in the laboratory, if your institute have, if you are the college going student, so you see over there, if you have there in the safety voltage, you see that if the suppose sand is there, sand platform is there, in laboratory we construct that mechanism. In field how that can happen, and we stand a structure. Suppose the water table is filled up to the upper surface of the sand level, and then the machine has started that will vibrate in the x and y direction both, and during the vibration after some time it will see that the structure draw down into the sand medium if we use the sand as a material. This is one of the example, not all the cases. But over there, you observe that the drawdown of structure takes place, and the aspect and the region behind that is the region behind that liquefaction is the problem associated with that is that the drawdown of that structure takes place into the ground because of the liquefaction takes place, and that's why is liquefiable during the vibration during the earthquake motion. So in the similar case, when during the earthquake, if the soil is susceptible for the earthquake, so the liquefaction may occur, and in that case, the failure takes place when the soil is susceptible to earthquake and the seed pile was gone down into the ground. So it will remove that much safety which it will provide earlier to sustain the load is reduced. That was because the movement which the lateral movement which it is resisting is also get reduced as its length into the soil is increased as compared to length above that ground section. So that is the different aspect. But if you are little bit aware, if you have not seen the safety voltage, that's not the problem. You can see some demonstration video if it is available on the YouTube or there. So please go across that, and if your institute have and anyone is doing any experiment over there, because those are mostly for the postgraduate student. But if you have some senior in the post graduations, MTech students are there, or the PhD students are there, ask them that if whether they are performing or any of them are working over there. So go and at least see that how the sectoral tests are performed and what are the results when we find the acceleration. As you provide some acceleration through the ground surface during the vibration, so we install the acceleration calculating device on the topmost section, like of the data structure which we have stand on and that panel, that sand surface, and we found that how much ground acceleration enhanced when it traveled up to the surface level. So those things you can go across and see and understood up to extent. So that much you can do, and these things you can go across some YouTube tutorial as well. Must be there, I think. And if your institute had and some seniors are working over there, so please ask them that if they are able to show you see physically, and you will get a better aspects of that. If you are interested in the higher study, those things help you if you see it practically. Okay. Then our next question: how can seed pile wall failure be prevented? Okay. So there are the number of things for that as well. And what are that? First is that the proper design engineering. Okay, I think it's the same thing. Okay, seed pile walls should be designed by the qualified engineer. Yes, use of the high quality seed piles. The seed piles should be made of the high quality material. Should be properly coated to protect from corrosion. Right, the proper installation. The seed pile walls should be installed by experienced person. Oh, I have said this. I did not written earlier, but it should be installed by the experienced person because the space and the some other problem associated with the same should not be there. And then the regular inspection and maintenance is one of the aspect, and the seat pile walls are the reliable and effective way to retain the earth, water, and the other fill material. However, it is important to be aware of the potential problem that can occur during the construction and in service. By taking the necessary precautions, these problems can be prevented and the seat pile walls can be expected to have a long and a useful life. Right. Okay. Now we understand the anchor bulkhead, because over there in the seat pile walls there is a small numerical problem is also there, which we have discussed earlier, I think so. But I will again put it over here because the small problem associated with seat pile wall, which is also asked in the some examination, like the gate is there. I will implement that question over here, or might be I have already implemented. I not remember at this point of time, but I will implement over here and try to cover it. Okay, we have some new thing over here coming up. That is the anchor bulkhead. And what is that? We need to cover that. Okay, we will see this section and then some of the today's session. Okay, so anchored bulkhead, what is that? We will see that anchor bulkhead, starting with definition of anchor bulkhead. So anchor bulkhead are the structure system used in civil engineering to retain the earth or water. It is how it is different from the sheet pile wall, we will see, and commonly found along the shoreline. Sorry. River bank and in the construction project to prevent the soil erosion and provide stability. When we talk about its importance in civil engineering, so anchor bulkheads are essential in civil engineering because they help to control the soil erosion, protect structure from water encroachment, and provide stability in the area with varying water levels. And when we talk about what we are going to discuss in this presentation regarding the same, so we will cover the classification, types of bulkhead, their key components, design consideration, anchoring systems, construction method, and many more things in this presentation. When we talk about the bulkhead types, so, classification of bulkheads, we say the bulkheads can be categorized into different types, including the gravity bulkheads, anchored bulkheads, and the cantilever bulkheads, each with a specific design and construction characteristics. When we talk about the anchor bulkheads versus other types, the anchored bulkheads differ from the other type in that they rely on the anchor to provide the additional stability, making them suitable for the application where the high lateral forces are expected. When we talk about its use cases for the anchor bulkheads are commonly used in the waterfront property, infrastructure projects, and the flood protection system, where the erosion control and stability are the different. Basically, it is used in the river banks or the sea shores for the protection of the banks activities as well. When we talk about the structural components of the bulkheads, So the anchor bulkhead consists of the structural elements such as facing, tiebacks, bracing for the stability. Anchor system can include the deadman anchor, tension anchor, helical anchor, and the soil lace, which provide the necessary lateral support. When we talk about the material which is used in the face, is totally depend on the factor like the durability, aesthetic, and the environmental condition. The drainage systems are also essential for managing the water buildup behind the bulkhead and preventing the erosion. When we talk about its design consideration, some of the factors that affect its design is influenced by the factors such as the soil type, water level fluctuation, environmental regulation, and the site specific condition. When we are going to calculate, do the load calculation, engineers perform the load calculation to determine the forces that the bulkhead must resist, including lateral soil pressure, because the lateral soil pressure will be there, because when we going to protect the shore of a river or maybe sea shore, over there the soil will be behind that, on one side the water will be there, so the lateral forces are there that they must able to resist, including the lateral soil pressure, water pressure, and other external loads. When we talk about such aspects in the geotechnical engineering, it's considered the soil stability assessment, bearing capacity analysis, and the soil behavior under the various conditions. And the types of anchor, when we say, so first is the deadman anchor. In the deadman anchor are buried structure that provide resistance against lateral movement by distributing the load into the soil. The second one is the tension anchor, and it is the element that provide resist counter lateral forces and enhance bulkhead stability. Third one is the helical anchor, which are twisted into the ground and used in a challenging soil condition to provide anchorage. Third is the soil layer. Soil layer is also used for the stability of the slopes as well. Over here, they are installed within the soil mass to improve the stability. The anchored material, when we talk about the anchor, can be made up of the material like the steel, reinforced concrete, chosen based on their strength and the corrosion resistance characteristics. When we talk about the load transfer mechanism, so the anchor transfer the load by resisting movement through the friction or the bearing against the surrounding soil or the rock. Its interaction with soil and its effectiveness of the anchor depend on their interaction with soil, which must carefully considered in the design. When we talk about its ensuring stability, so the proper design ensure that anchor effectively stabilize the bulkhead against the external forces. When we talk about the method which is employed in doing the construction, the first is the bulkhead installation involves the site preparation. Site preparation is the most important thing before any construction. Anchor placement, facing installation, and their construction steps, which we are not concerned about because that is not the part of our syllabus. The second is the safety measures. The only theoretical aspect which we are discussing over here is important. The safety measure during the construction include ensuring the worker safety, minimizing environmental impact, and following the relevant uh, regulations. When we talk about some of the case study, so we go across the case study that highlights the real world anchor bulkhead project, illustrating the construction challenges and innovative solutions. When we talk about When we talk about the facing material, so the material used in the bulkhead facing includes the timber, steel, concrete, and chosen based on a factor such as the durability and aesthetics. As we have seen, the different material offer different advantages, and it also depends on the cost and the appearance we used at the different places. When we consider the aesthetic consideration, in the residual area, the aesthetic consideration may influence the choice of the facing material. Mm, so that they complement the environment surrounding as well. And when we talk about the drainage system, it's very important and crucial to prevent the water buildup behind the bulkheads, which can lead to instability, and as well as its presence over there may create different disease causes, bacteria and mosquitoes. So that is very much important. The drainage system can include the weep holes, French drains, and geocomposite drains tailored to specific project heads. When we talk about the maintenance considerations, so the regular maintenance of the drainage system is essential to ensure they function effectively over the time. So uh, over there, up to this, we will be there in this class, and we will take new thing from the next class. So and these are some reference material which you go across with the help of which I have made the today lecture as well. And I suggest you to solve the problem specifically on the shear stress, specifically on the triaxial test, direct shear test, vane shear test, and the earth pressure interest, active earth pressure, passive earth pressure. Some seat pile wall problem will also be you need to solve. If I will also discuss one of the very good problem on the seat pile wall, which is only problem type of problem which could be asked to you during the examination, but some other problem could also be asked. Design consideration is also there. I will try to discuss that as well because that is there in this slide only, but due to I am not feeling very well regarding my health, that's why I have not discussed because I am not confident to deliver the that much content in that uh, good manner in this class. That's why I have left that out for today. I will discuss in some other
Sir,
class, maybe tomorrow or yes,
sir, actually, I have a one doubt, sir, regarding to get registration form.
yes. Tell me.
Sir, can I speak in Hindi?
हाँ ऑब्वियसली हाँ बोलो हिंदी में बोलो.
सर एक्चुअली सितंबर 10 से सर मैंने गेट का फॉर्म फिलअप की थी, तो सर उसमें व्हाइट बैकग्राउंड रहेगा बोल के वो इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं पड़ी थी, तो मेरा ग्रीन कलर का बैकग्राउंड रह गया, तो अब स्टिल नाउ अब तक कुछ भी नहीं आया है मेल पे कि रीचेक के लिए,
नहीं
रिकरेक्शन के लिए।
हाँ नहीं नहीं तो ठीक है उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी. क्या करना है ना कि आप बार बार लॉगिन करके चेक करते रहना. अभी वहां पे दिखा रहा होगा कि और एप्लीकेशन पेमेंट सक्सेसफुल है एंड एप्लीकेशन इज अंडर प्रोसेस ऐसे ही कुछ दिखा रहा होगा है ना.
सर मैंने कल चेक की थी, तो सर देखा रहा है पेमेंट सक्सेसफुल हो गया है बोल के।
हाँ हाँ तो वहाँ आप देखते रहिएगा और एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे ना वो दिखाता है कि एप्लीकेशन एक्सपेक्ट एक्सेप्टेड एंड ऐसे ही करके कुछ दिखाता है. और अगर कुछ करेक्शन नीडेड होता है ना तो वो लोग वहाँ दिखाते हैं कि फोटो को रीअपलोड कीजिए. ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होने वाला है. अभी तो अक्टूबर इंड है ना इसका. सब 20 सॉरी सितंबर इंड है ना 26 सितंबर तक तो था राइट.
जी।
तो हाँ हाँ तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं होने वाली है. बैकग्राउंड अगर कुछ गलत हो जाए तो उसकी वजह से आपका एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट नहीं होगा. आपका एप्लीकेशन एक्सेप्ट हो जाएगा. अगर उन्हें दूसरे फोटो फोटो चाहिए होंगे ना तो वो मेंशन करेंगे आपको फिर से अपलोड करने का ऑप्शन देंगे. वैसे उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. वो बेसिक इंस्ट्रक्शन है. उससे दिक्कत
जी
नहीं होती है. हाँ
सर, लेकिन इंस्ट्रक्शन में तो लिखा गया था व्हाइट कलर बैकग्राउंड बोल के।
हाँ लिखा गया था लेकिन उसकी वजह से आपका एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट नहीं होगा एज पर माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग. क्योंकि हमने भी जब गेट फॉर्म भरा था हमारे भी कुछ दोस्तों से ऐसी गलतियां हुई थी. तो ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आया था. मतलब पहले ऐसा नहीं हुआ करता था और आगे भी नहीं होगा. करेक्शन के लिए अगर कुछ करेक्शन नीडेड होगी ना कि जब पेमेंट आपका सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है ना तो वो लोग फिर आपसे कंसर्न करेंगे. अगर ये फोटो को लेके कुछ दिक्कत है तो वो करेक्शन के लिए आपको बोलेंगे कि हाँ, ये फोटो फिर से अपलोड कीजिए या वॉट एवर भी एज पर माई नॉलेज.
यस सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
ओके ओके. सो ठीक है तो गेट का तो तैयारी अच्छे से करो क्योंकि गेट में तो बहुत कुछ बेस्ट है. आप क्या थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट फोर्थ ईयर स्टूडेंट हो.
ना सर, मेरे थर्ड ईयर या फिफ्थ सेमेस्टर।
हाँ 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 फिर तो बहुत अच्छा है. अच्छे से तैयारी करो. सॉइल मैकेनिक्स और इन्वायरमेंट अच्छे से कवर करो. उसमें सबसे मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन आएंगे. हाँ सॉइल
जी।
मैकेनिक्स और सॉइल मैकेनिक्स, इन्वायरमेंट और मैथमेटिक्स जो है ऑलमोस्ट 50% कवर कर लेता है। तो इन तीनों सब्जेक्ट को बहुत अच्छे से कंप्लीट करो। इसके अलावा हाईवे और सर्वे 10% कवर कर लेगा। तो इतना अगर आप अच्छे से कर लोगे तो बाकी अगर थोड़ा कमजोर भी रहता है तो हो जाता है। लेकिन ये जो 4-5 सब्जेक्ट है, स्पेसिफिकली सॉइल सबसे ज्यादा आएगा, सॉइल और मैथ। उसके बाद इन्वायरमेंट आता है, उसके बाद हाईवे और सर्वे मिला के 10 मार्क आ जाता है। तो इतना अगर आप कवर कर लोगे तो अच्छे मार्क आ जाएंगे आपको।
जी सर, जैसे इसका एक जियोटेक का सर जैसा आता है, हम लोग का लिंक आता है मेल को, सर उसे अदर सब्जेक्ट का तो मेल नहीं आता है, उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, लाइक एक क्लास के लिए?
नहीं, अगर आपको एनपीटीएल में किसी का भी लेक्चर अटेंड करना है, लाइक सॉइल जियो टेक्निकल इंजीनियरिंग 1 हो, 2 हो या इन्वायरमेंटल इंजीनियरिंग हो, तो आप सर्च करोगे ना या एनपीटीएल की वेबसाइट पे जाओगे तो उनकी जो सर पढ़ा के रखे हैं, लाइक ये डीएनसी सर पढ़ा के रखे हैं, तो एनपीटीएल पे वीडियो मौजूद है। एनपीटीएल पे आप जाके सर्च करोगे जियो टेक्निकल इंजीनियरिंग 2, प्रोफेसर डीएन सिंह सर, आईआईटी बॉम्बे, तो उन्होंने जो पढ़ाया है वो पूरा लेक्चर मौजूद है। ठीक है। इसी प्रकार से
जी।
जो टेक्निकल इंजीनियरिंग 1 भी आप सर्च कीजिएगा तो वो भी पढ़ा के रखा है सर ने ही, इंडियन सिंह सर ने ही। और इसके अलावा इन्वायरमेंट आपको पढ़ना है तो इन्वायरमेंट इन्वायरमेंट भी सर्च कीजिएगा तो मतलब आईआईटी के जितने भी प्रोफेसर हैं ना उन्होंने पढ़ा के रखा है, जितने भी सब्जेक्ट आप सोम पढ़ना चाहो तो ये चीजें आप पढ़ सकती हो वहां से सर्च करके। राइट।
जी सर।
हाँ, मतलब आप यूट्यूब पे जाके सर्च करो, अगर आपको जो सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है तो वो सब्जेक्ट का नाम लिखो, आगे एनपीटीएल लिखो, आपको बहुत सारे प्लेलिस्ट आ जाएंगे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट के। मतलब कुछ आईआईटी बॉम्बे ने भी वो सब्जेक्ट करा के रखा होगा, मतलब आईआईटी बॉम्बे के भी प्रोफेसर करा के रखे होंगे और आईआईटी कानपुर के भी इस तरीके से करा के रखे होंगे। आप उनका फर्स्ट वीडियो देखो, सेकंड वीडियो देखो, जिसमें आपको कंफर्टेबल लगे, जिसमें आपको लगे कि हाँ ये मुझे बहुत आसानी से समझ में आ रहा है, बहुत आसान भाषा में आ रहा है, तो वो आप देखो। तो उससे आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेहतर होगी। ठीक है ना।
जी सर, थैंक यू सो 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 मच।
ओके, वेलकम। चलिए ठीक है, अच्छे से तैयारी कीजिए, गेट अच्छा कीजिए। अभी तो आप थर्ड ईयर में हो तो थर्ड ईयर फोर्थ ईयर दोनों ही है, थर्ड ईयर फोर्थ ईयर में अच्छे से दो, उसके बाद उसके बेसिस पे पीएसयू जो अगर अभी इंजीनियरिंग सर्विस भी देखो साथ में,
जी
इंजीनियरिंग
सर।
सर्विस की। हाँ हाँ हाँ। ठीक है फिर, ओके, मिलते हैं हम लोग नेक्स्ट वीक।
थैंक यू सर।
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so with this I will end some of the session. Thank you very much for attending the session. See you in the next week.